Good morning. I'm Captain Rob Compher, the Director of Inspections and Compliance for the United States Coast Guard's Prevention Program. This summer, I'll be assuming the role of Assistant Commandant for Prevention Policy, and I wanted to welcome you to the International Boating and Water Safety Summit. The summit brings together the recreational boating community, allowing national nonprofit organizations, the states, industry, our volunteers, the public, and the Coast Guard to provide training on critical program issues, to gather input and support for program advancement, and to collaborate to save lives. This summit has a long history. Through a grant awarded by the Coast Guard to the National Safe Boating Council, the summit has been held continuously since 1997, except for the COVID year in 2020. This year's summit is the second time it's been virtual, and thank you to the National Safe Boating Council for optimizing technology and the capabilities of the RBS community to put this outstanding program together. This includes Peg Phillips, the Executive Director, Ken Walden, the Creative Director, Alexis Webb, the Program Manager, and the Talented Board, which is chaired by Mr. Grant Brown, the Boating Law Administrator from Colorado. The summit will take place over 2 days, a full day today and a half day tomorrow. Thank you to all those in attendance. And I'm told that as of the time of this taping, over 400 have registered. Thank you also to those who attend from challenging time zones and to those on the West Coast for starting the day early. A great advantage of this virtual format is that the taped sessions will be available for later viewing. The summit is happening at a momentous time for the RBS program. The trust fund is authorized until September of this year. We are monitoring legislation for reauthorization, confident in the outstanding value the RBS program provides. That value is best reflected in the record low 3-year average number of boating deaths, which, when including preliminary numbers for 2025, is expected to be below 575. The National RBS program is estimated to have saved over 95,000 lives since its inception more than 50 years ago, and the progress towards safer boating continues. We're also executing the 2026 National Recreational Boating Safety Survey, which will provide by-state numbers on boater participation and behaviors, and we're starting an effort to develop a replacement for the Boating Accident and Reporting Database, or BARD, years ahead of when we expected to do so. We've made advancements in better measuring the effectiveness of the grant programs, and we've received approval for all 3 RBS grant programs in the past year. This summit allows us to showcase the value the RBS program provides. It offers the opportunity to present program issues and gather feedback from the RBS community. The Coast Guard is participating significantly. Of the 10 sessions today and 5 sessions tomorrow, the Coast Guard members will participate in 13. But it is far more than the Coast Guard. There's also representatives from industry and state governments, public health organizations, other countries, research organizations, public affairs personnel, equipment manufacturers, volunteer organizations, and the national nonprofit organizations as well. The sessions include a very interesting agenda that examines a great list of topics, including a look at the danger of a legally imported product which does not meet the regulatory requirements and the actions we're taking to mitigate that risk. The risk of counterfeit and mislabeled safety equipment that does not meet Coast Guard approval and is not adequately tested. We're going to talk about the role of the Coast Guard and the states in investigating high-profile casualties and the outstanding capabilities brought to bear to thoroughly analyze casualties and establish the root causes of these tragic events. The status of the grant program and the outstanding work to ensure compliance, a technical update on the Coast Guard life jacket testing harmonization rulemaking and the timeline for new products, measurement of the impact of the RBS outreach program, recreational boating safety data and overviews of the survey, BARD, and public health study results, and a snapshot of boating safety initiatives around the globe. We welcome your participation, and we trust you will provide outstanding feedback. Again, thank you for the opportunity to welcome you to the summit, and thank you for all that you do to make boating safe. Semper Paratus.
Morning, my name is Captain Brent Schmadeke. I'm the Chief Director of Auxiliary and Boating Safety at Coast Guard Headquarters in Washington, D.C. This is actually my first official IBWSS, but I did attend as an honorary member back in Albuquerque when I first was getting assigned to take over the job. So I came as a guest and got to participate for 2-3 days to kind of get a feel of what it was like. And I was super impressed with the event and all the people that were involved. I want to thank Peg Phillips and her outstanding team for the flexibility that they have shown in executing both last year's summit in Arizona and this year's virtual summit. Last year, as most of you know, the Coast Guard wasn't able to attend, but we've made some adjustments for this year, and we're able to participate virtually. I sure hope to meet with all of you in attendance at a future summit. Captain Compher's opening remarks introduced outstanding participation by the Coast Guard team. Captain Compher will be promoted to Admiral next month, and he will take over the job as Assistant Commandant for Prevention Policy, which was previously held by Admiral Wayne Argon. Admiral Argon attended 2 summits, the 2023 summit in Little Rock and the 2022 summit in DC, and he was a great champion for our program and of the summit. We wish him well as he heads to Honolulu out in Hawaii to take command of the Oceania District. With Captain Compher getting promoted, the position of the Director of Inspections and Compliance will be filled by Captain Dan Cost, who is an outstanding prevention professional and will serve our program well. I will also want to pass along that Captain Amy Beach, the previous Director of Inspections and Compliance before Captain Compher, retired last year after a long and successful career. I mentioned her name because she was heavily involved in the program and the summit, attended the summits in Albuquerque and Little Rock, and received certification as an instructor for the on-water course. Thank you also to the members of the Boating Safety Division who have been tackling quite a few issues over the last few months and who are heavily involved in this IBWSS. As Captain Compher mentioned, we have a great agenda of issues that are very important to the program. I ask to contact us if you have any feedback regarding the summit or the recreational boating safety program. I look forward to the time when we can do this in person and not in a virtual setting. I prefer face-to-face much more. But thank you for attending this year's summit and continue to do the great work with our partnerships. Thank you.
Morning, everyone, and welcome to the 29th Annual International Boating and Water Safety Summit. I'm Grant Brown, Chairman of the National Safe Boating Council. On behalf of the NSBC and the U.S. Coast Guard, thank you for joining us. While we would always prefer to gather in person, we're proud to bring IBWSS to you in a virtual format this year. This change came together in a very short time, and I want to especially recognize and thank the NSBC staff for their perseverance, flexibility, and commitment to delivering a meaningful and engaging program under tight timelines. Their efforts truly made this summit possible. I'd also like to extend our sincere appreciation to the U.S. Coast Guard for their continued partnership and leadership in advancing recreational boating safety. And to our speakers, thank you for sharing your expertise and helping move our mission forward. We also want to recognize our Waves of Hope individuals and families. You are the why behind everything we do, and we are deeply grateful for your courage and reminding us that every life has a story, and all boaters can protect theirs. Most importantly, thank you to all of you, our attendees. Whether you are joining from across the country or around the world, your dedication to education, outreach, enforcement, and innovation plays a vital role in creating a safer boating culture. For nearly 3 decades, IBWSS has brought together professionals and advocates who share a common goal: saving lives on the water. Even in a virtual setting, that mission remains as strong as ever. We encourage you to stay engaged, connect with one another, and take full advantage of the sessions ahead. Thank you again for being here and for all you do to make our waterways safer.